I don't know if you guys are big fans of going shopping the day after Thanksgiving. I'm a little bit. I go to one store basically the day after, and that's Best Buy. They have everything I need. And this past Thanksgiving, I went the day after, and I bought a few movies because they're always cheap. I bought Gladiator, Braveheart, and The Dark Knight. I thought to myself, why do I love these movies so much? And what I realized was they were all about justice, all about the good guys getting revenge, the bad guys getting what they deserved. And when it comes to sin, it's the same way. Justice has to prevail. We have to get what we deserve. God, the Bible says, is a just God. And so the Bible uses this word atonement to describe how to deal with sin in our life. There has to be compensation. There has to be a payment for our sin. And that's why the cross is so important to us. That is why the cross is so important to the Christian faith, because it represents Christ giving his life for us. I mean, so think about the cross. Think about where you see it each day. Maybe you see it on top of church buildings. Maybe you see it, somebody wears it around their neck. Or maybe the new thing, it's marketed on every new t-shirt brand. But the cross means so much more than that. The cross represents Christ's death for us, paying that price for us through his crucifixion. And we don't talk about it much, but the crucifixion is a pretty intense thing. I mean, back in Jesus' day, Romans, the worst Romans possible, weren't even crucified. They were beheaded because crucifixion was so nasty. Crucifixion is so intense that they actually created a word from it. The word excruciating. Maybe you've used it before to describe your legs after a workout, or maybe your stomach after you eat Taco Bell. That word excruciating literally means from the cross, because of the pain that Jesus endured. And it was intense. Even before he was nailed to that cross, even before he was nailed to it, they had this thing called scourging, where he was basically whipped and almost whipped to death, almost whipped to the place where he couldn't move anymore. And so when you think about the cross and you think about the price paid for you, think about what Jesus went through, the pain that he experienced, the excruciating pain that he went through for yours and for my sin. In John chapter 15, the Bible says that there is no greater love than to lay down your life for someone. And that's what Jesus did for us. He gave his life for us. He took the weight of our sin, of all our sin, and put it on his shoulders. He paid the price so that you and I can live in a relationship with God, so that we can be free from that sin, from whatever you wrote down, whatever you are dealing with right now, so that we can be free from that. We're going to give you guys a few minutes to take what you wrote down earlier, that sin that is in your life, and symbolically nail that to the cross, giving it over to God. We all have a choice. We can either hold on to that sin in our lives, or we can experience true freedom by letting it go.